In today's Edmonton Insider, we're going to talk to you all about some really cool facts here in Edmonton. We've got the tallest building in Edmonton we're going to talk about, a cool historic neighborhood that you might want to check out, Christmas lights, because who doesn't want to know where all the Christmas lights in Edmonton are to check out, and of course an update on the Lewis Farms Rec Center here in the West Edmonton. Okay, so I want to talk to you about this huge building in Edmonton that we recently got. It's the tallest building in Edmonton, and it's the Stantec Tower. Now, prior to Stantec Tower being built, it was actually the JW Marriott, which if you're from Edmonton, you know that these two buildings are actually relatively new, all within the last 10 years or so. So it hasn't historically been the tallest building. Our downtown skyline hasn't been super tall. It's been quite limited, and there's been rules around that, and that's why. Now, a little bit about the Stantec Tower. It's one of Canada's largest mixed-use building projects, and it's the 10th tallest in Canada. It's 66 stories above and 4 stories underground at 823 feet tall and over 1.3 million square feet of space. So it's located in the downtown core, and the construction began in fall of 2014, and it opened up with offices in 2018, and the Sky Residence opened up in 2019. So it's only been a few years that it's been open. It's quite expensive and pricey to actually live in these condos, but hey, there's people that do want to live in condos. So what's your guess on the companies that are located in the Stantec Tower? There's some big companies there: PricewaterhouseCoopers, so PwC, Dentons, that's a law firm. Of course, Stantec is in there as well, and DLA Piper and Rexall Pharmacy. So not far from downtown is the Highlands neighborhood. So if you were to drive across the river, you would hit the Highlands area. So the Highlands neighborhood is just off the river valley, and it is a unique neighborhood. It is a very old area, and it has a lot of different architectural types of homes in this area. So if you're looking for a cool place, bundle up in the winter and go take a walk, or in the summer you want to go check it out, there's a lot of cool buildings. And a huge reason is because Edmonton has some historical buildings within and some homes within this neighborhood, and they're protected. So they cannot be changed and they cannot be infilled. Now, you will see some infill properties in Highlands as well. It is a prestigious neighborhood, and one of the cool things that you'll see in the Highlands area is still the McGrath Mansion. The McGrath Mansion is located really close to Concordia University, and the McGrath Mansion has a lot of history to it, and it is a beautiful piece of property. So interestingly enough, the Highlands area, in the 1870s, it was actually the home of most Hudson Bay Company employees. So there wasn't a whole lot of anybody that lived there that didn't work at the Hudson Bay Company. Then in the 1890s, John A. McDougall actually purchased the land and some properties and started to develop it. He was the mayor and eventually the MLA, and later he sold it to the McGrath Holgate Company. So the McGrath Holgate Company in 1910 had a vision to make this area a very prestigious neighborhood. So they sponsored more development, such as the Gibbard Block, which you still see today, and you can see some really cool architectural features since it's well over 100 years old. So they also wanted to see a curling rink put in there, the streetcars. They wanted to see mansions on Ada Boulevard. That's where McGrath Mansion is located. And despite all their investments into this area, they still saw a very slow increase and adoption of this neighborhood. And eventually this whole idea got destroyed, and it was just demolished, this beautiful thought of theirs, just because World War II just happened to come around the corner. So that's why you'll see in the Highlands area, there is some really nice houses from way back when. And because they weren't able to develop it fully, that's why you realize that there's some properties that don't look like them. They're not all mansions, of course. And there are some really nice houses. There are some newer homes that are infill properties. And then you've got just some regular run-of-the-mill homes that were built in about the 1950s to 1970s. So some notable structures in the Highlands area are the Gibbard Block, the Highlands School, Highlands United Church, the McGrath Mansion, the Holgate Mansion, Buttercup Farmhouse, and the Field Log House. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about Christmas lights. who isn't excited about Christmas and who isn't excited to go check out all the lights in Edmonton? So we are known as Festival City, and in the winter that's no different because we've got tons of different options for you to check out in the winter for Christmas lights. So our family has enjoyed in the past going down Candy Cane Lane. I mean, most Edmontonians are very familiar with Candy Cane Lane. It's located in the West End in Crestwood, and it is set up by all the residents. Now, when I was a little kid, I feel like it was maybe a little bit more magical because every single family had their snowman with like what family they were and just some lights. Nothing too crazy. But over time, people obviously got more private. There's no more names of who lives in which house. However, there is some really great displays. So you'll be able to walk down Candy Cane Lane. It used to be that you could drive, but on the weekends, on the busy times, they do not allow driving and it's just walking only. Now they also have hay rides, which is really nice if you wanted to sit on there. And depending on how cold the day is, it may or may not be busy. Now they take food bank donations, so don't forget to bring your food bank donations. Another popular Christmas light thing to check out for free is the legislature grounds. Now, they may still be in construction as they've been refacing or, I don't know, restoring the ledge building, and it's been like that for a few years, but it doesn't really impact the lights. They have lights all on their property, including the ice rink that's also free to go on as well. So if you want a free activity for your family to check out, we have done this many times and our family has enjoyed it. It's a nice night out. Go grab a hot chocolate or coffee, walk down the ledge grounds, and you can usually hear Christmas music as well when you're checking out the Christmas lights. If you're looking for a cool house to check out with Christmas lights outside of Candy Cane Lane, there is a home called Christmas at Bob's. Now, this house is completely decked out and has all the lights. I don't know how they pay for their electrical bill, but there's a lot of great lights features to check out at this home. So be sure to check out that property. It's also free and you can drive by and park and walk or just drive by with your family if it is too cold. Oh, just a quick note, at Christmas at Bob's, there's over 150,000 lights. So it's definitely going to be a sight for your eyes, and especially those little eyes are just going to be amazed by the lights at Christmas at Bob's. Now, so there's some light festivals that you can check out around Edmonton. In Spruce Grove, they have the Christmas in Central Park, and they also are looking for food bank donations, and there's no date announced yet. Just like the lighting of downtown core in Edmonton hasn't established a date yet as of recording, but that is a great place to check out when they light up their just giant Christmas tree. And the celebration of lights in Festival Place in Sherwood Park is also a great place to check out if you're in that area. There's some more lights there that your family can enjoy. So of course, as a family, we want to check out all the free Christmas light options, and listed here to the side are some other Christmas lights shows that you can go check out free of charge. There's nothing to pay. Just bring your family and bring some warm clothing, because we know winter in Edmonton isn't typically super warm, but when you're looking at those Christmas lights, you tend to forget how cold it is. Now, there's some paid options in Edmonton for Christmas lights. In the past few years, Glow Edmonton has come up, and there's a bunch of lights inside that you can take, and you can actually have a ton of Instagrammable moments. So it's become popular. It is gonna cost you some money, so make sure to be prepared to pay. There's also Christmas lights at the Valley Zoo. So if you wanted to go to the Valley Zoo, of course they're outside. There's some lights that you can go check out as well with your family. We have done that before. The kids like it, and there's usually some interactive things for the kids to do outside of just looking at Christmas lights. So at the Raceway out by Leduc, there's also Christmas lights that you can go as well. Now, this is a stay warm in your car type event where you pay for your vehicle and you drive through, and we still, the family, haven't checked that out yet, but it is usually got a lineup and you usually can buy tickets ahead of time. So I would advise that you would do that sooner than later if you want to go and partake in that. Now, another warm thing that you can do is also take the ETS Christmas tour. You will hop onto an Edmonton Transit bus, and they will take you around to all the great Christmas lights that I've mentioned that you can check out so that you're still warm again with your family. And because you're in a large bus, you can fit a lot of your friends in there instead of just in one vehicle. Now, the next update is about the Lewis Farms Recreation Center, which is located in Rosenthal area and on the west end of Edmonton. And we are excited to see, since I live in this neighborhood, construction has begun and you can see the large machinery pushing around dirt. I have no idea what they're doing. There's a large hill of dirt now that it wasn't before. They're digging holes. They have put in a permanent fence in there because it is going to be construction for about 4 to 5 years because they're not slotted to open until 5 years from now. Now we will probably see the structure start to form, I'm guessing in spring and summer of next year. This year, now with the snow falling, I'm sure they're still going to do construction because we live in Winter City, so things don't usually stop in the winter, but it's nice to see that things are progressing along. I don't know if you've heard on the news, but I'm gonna let you know that they are struggling with how much money should they spend. Now they have an allotted money set aside. We've seen them take the money back at one time before construction started, and when I say them, I mean City Council, who decided that they needed money somewhere else, so it got delayed. But now the construction is going. And now, according to Andrew Knack, things are going to continue. However, because the costs have risen, they're now debating, do we just change the pool size to a smaller size over the larger size, regular size? Now, obviously, we all need the regular size operational pool because in Edmonton, West Edmonton residents are going to Terwilliger Rec Center, they're going to Spruce Grove, they're going to St. Albert. There's nothing really here. The pool in Jasper Place is much too small. Coronation isn't really West Edmonton. So I'm really hoping that they're going to decide that they're going to keep that pool and maybe adjust some other items. Once I know any other updates, I'll make sure to update the status of what they're deciding to build in the next video because really our West Edmonton residents need it, and frankly, all of Edmonton needs this to relieve their other properties to make sure that everyone can have their swimming lessons. And it's not just a swimming pool here, there's also a gym, there's a library, there's a lot of plans in place for this rec center. So it's Christmas season, so I want you to comment below what are your favorite Christmas lights to check out, or maybe some other festivities like the Festival of Trees that you go to with your family. Comment below and we'll talk to you next time.